Ladies and gentlemen, big hairy news.
Hey, kia ora koutou te whānau. Welcome back to Big Hairy News with myself and Magenta. How you doing, Magenta?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Went and did a big old grocery shop today and might have slightly buggered my shoulder because, although I buggered my shoulder because I'm in my 30s, but I also got denied a bottle of wine because I didn't have my ID on me, so I'm winning.
Well done. Well done.
How about yourself?
Good. I've had a bit of a busy day, actually, surprisingly. Went out for breakfast and, enjoyed the rain, of which there's just been a lot. And I had to go through a box of stuff to get rid of some things. So still lots of organising happening on our end, but we're getting there slowly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chip
Keeping up
away
with
at
keeping up with the news and all that as well. So,
Oh, yeah. God, so
Keep
much
us
to keep
busy.
up with at the moment.
Yes. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. I hope the rain hasn't been too much for too many people around the country. There's obviously still some pretty bad stuff happening up north, but here in Christchurch it's just 24 hours of drizzle. Just the typical flooding around the place. It's just Christchurch though. Live around the river, it just floods here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully it'll subside pretty soon. It's
Yeah. It's pretty horrible.
hope. Yes. It feels weird although it is muggy, which is nice in a weird way.
I hate muggy. Ooh.
Well, we don't get muggy here. We get
True.
hot, dry,
Yeah.
or we get like bitterly cold. Like even in the summer it can be
True.
bitterly cold. So sometimes it's nice to be like, oh, it's so rainy, and then you go outside and you're like, oh, it's actually kind of nice and warm.
Fair enough, honestly. If you don't get it often, I get that.
Yeah, no, I died. Muggy on repeat is not fun. I can tell you that.
No. Absolutely
All day,
not.
all night. No, thank you. Well, tonight's show is going to be a good one, another good one. We finally have some Greenland plans revealed
Oy.
by Trump. Finally. I thought we'd also go through part 2 of the Mood of the Workforce survey that was put out by the CTU, because that was the one that's probably the most, well, I don't know, most surprising, probably not the least surprising. So
Yeah.
having my dinner brought to me. Is it cooked?
Oh.
Is it cooked?
I haven't tried it. But look,
Thank you. Bye.
Hopefully you don't die.
It is my beautiful lasagna. So yeah, we've got that to go through, and then there's a lot of Health NZ's infrastructural stuff that's happened. So we should probably look at some of the multiple tech outages that we've
Yeah.
that has happened, and security breaches and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's probably worth highlighting some of that too. And then obviously the last one is well, obviously I say, yes, we were stuck with Luxon as well. He's not winning his political brownie points at the moment.
Oh my God.
He there's some. We'll look at the social media a little bit. He's not very good at being prime minister. I'll put it that way. All right. But before we do any of that, we should go and say thank you to the, not that one, but these ones, our patrons. Patrons who make this show possible. Thank you for all your support and helping make this show possible every night of the week. It is pretty much every night of the week these days, isn't it? Monday through Friday.
working week, yeah.
Yeah. If you would like to join us, go to patreon.com/bighairynews and you can get sneak peeks. You can get videos before, if they're pre-recorded, before they go live on YouTube, and sneak behind the scenes type stuff, especially with the merchandise. Or if you'd like to support us via some merchandise, you can go to bhn.nz/shop or head to the shop tab. And you can have your fill of hoodies, t-shirts, and mugs, and enamel pins, and stickers to show your bias for the lefties.
Why not? Everyone else does.
Make the most of that. Right. Are we good to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's
Jump
do it.
right
Let's
into
do
it.
Let's get into it. Okay. So, number 2, part 2 of the mood of the workforce. So Lloyd did a lovely little breakdown on Monday of the first part of the mood of the workforce, which we looked at on Tuesday, I think it was. Looking at how the workforce is rating our political party leaders. With some surprising results. We had Marama and Chloe at the top of the performing list, followed by Chris, and followed Chippy, Chris Hipkins, to clarify. Not too far behind was Rawari and Debbie, and very low on the list was the other ones. The ones who are in charge at the moment? Yeah, those guys. Oh, you're muted, or is that me? I can't hear you, Magenta.
It was me.
I feel like we need like little signs that's my next little thing I might start.
I just didn't look at it. I have no excuse.
You went wrong. My internet's still doing weird things. I might switch over to... It should... Plugged in. I don't know what's going on. So, if I buffer like I'm a robot, I'll fix it in a second.
Sweet. Sounds good.
So, the second part of this was where we got the Nikki No Boats drop mentioned, yes, which was pretty cool. We didn't quite get to that because it turns out there was quite a lot to speak to the part 1. The part 2, we're going to look at how the current ministers, which is a good number of the national ministers, how they're performing for the people of the nation. Thanks, Lloyd. Again, stealing your homework. Appreciate it. How much are we zooming in? Is that enough zooming in?
Yeah,
sure.
That looks good.
That's good. So Chris Bishop is ranked the top performing national minister in the CTU survey, but his score is hardly a resounding endorsement. The worst, Nikki No Boats. Yay!
Ayo,
it made it mainstream. As one respondent wrote. Let's look at the results. So I think probably, let's just mention this again because I think this is important. So 2/3 of the 3,758 people surveyed were women, so 68%. Most were over the age of 45, which is 76%. And most were New Zealand European, 76%, with around a third not members of a union. These numbers are pretty low, I'll be honest. They're pretty bad. So we were saying rate the performance. So this is performance ratings of senior ministers. Do you remember what the performance of the leaders was, roughly?
Oh, yeah. I think Chloe was sitting around a 3.7, I want to say, or something like that.
Yeah, they were like 3.5 for both Marama and Chloe. And I think Chris was just tipping over 3 stars. Let's have a look at our current ministers.
Oof.
Oof.
Woof, woof, woof.
And the best performing is obviously Peters. I don't know how he does it, but he just continues to just defy everyone's, reality a little bit. Those are abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
Disgustingly bad.
Literally none of them are above 2. It's depressing.
Not even above 2. So, Luxon, 1.3. 1.3 stars. Peters,
that would be considered
1.9
poor.
stars. Seymour, 1.3 stars. Oh, they're performing. Our
Wow.
coalition leaders right there. Who's on top?
Well, I think
Good on winning.
they had matching in the other poll as well, so people seem to equally hate them, which is kind of nice to see.
Willis, again, on 1.3, pretty bad. And as we can see in our analysis, yes, Bishop is 1.7. He's an inch above the others. Stanford's obviously coming in second there, alongside Collins, and Brown's not too far behind. So, yeah, these, I guess, in fairness, but not really in fairness. It's just, it is what it is.
Abysmal.
But these ones have been probably Luxon, Seymour, and Willis, and Peters have probably been the most prominent in the news cycle. So kind of makes sense that they would be dropping in behind, but it's not to say that we haven't seen Bishop and Stanford and Collins and Simeon and
Or Upston.
Upston, yeah, well, then, yeah.
She'd be doing a
These are the
lot.
ones that are most... probably. Yeah, I suppose she probably would be the next.
Oh, yeah.
These
She's
are
been
the-
fucking
these are the
over
main
disabled people all year. Wow, all of last year.
So not so great, not so great. So let's listen to some of the specifics, the comments. Nicola Willis, lowest National Party deputy leader, and was the lowest ranked of the ministers, receiving a score of 1.3 out of 5. On par with Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, as well as Deputy Prime Minister David Seymour, who both received 1.3 stars. 1 and a bit stars. Comments about Willis's performance range from brutal to abusive. Oof.
Jesus.
With a large chunk of them claiming she's not qualified to be in the job because she doesn't have financial background. That's unfair a little bit, because neither did Robertson, so saying. At the same time, it's not helping her. It's not helping her by any means. Survey summary described the feedback like this. Positive sentiment for Nicola Willis among these comments is effectively absent. Beyond faint praise, such as noting she stands for right-wing economic principles. It adds that a common perception is that Willis is overwhelmed by the financial role. Nearly all mentions were critical. It seems few workers in the survey see her policies as beneficial to them. That's a really good summary. It seems few workers in the survey see her policies as beneficial to them. That kind of sums up the National Party government, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
One respondent wrote that Willis appears to rejoice in mocking workers and making our lives harder, while others claim she only interests in nasty comments and nitpicking statements. Wow.
Well, she has been extremely, like, I don't know, it just feels like she gets her mum voice on, her angry mum voice, and it's like, bro, we're not your kids. Like, please don't act. In the same way they're trying to be like, oh, it's like balancing a household budget. It's like, you're not my dad. You're not my mum. Don't talk to me like that.
Her decision to scrap the IREX ferry program, 2 brand new rail-enabled mega ferries costing $551 million, which saw the government hit with cancellation fees of $222 million by Hyundai Mipo Dockyard in South Korea, angered and appalled some people. Nikki No Boats, wrote one person. The finance minister cancelled the best ferry deal we're ever likely to see in our lifetime out of spite with no backup plan. I'm super upset with Nicola cancelling the Wellington ferries. It cost us more to cancel than it would have completed it overall.
Yep.
How did Willis respond to these comments? This is what I'm quite interested in.
The same.
What do you how did Luxon respond? CTU is a Labour shill or something rather.
Yeah.
Let's not listen to it.
Yeah. They're doing a lot of that at the moment.
And here we go. This is a self-selecting survey of union members. Only 2/3 of them, just like only 2/3 of them were, in which only a small proportion took part. I'm not surprised to see the union's frequent personal attacks about me echoed in the comments. Even so, there is no denying it's been a tough few years for many Kiwis. New Zealand has experienced a difficult economic recovery off the back of a very high inflation, big hikes in interest rates, and depressed growth. I'm acutely conscious of the impact this has had on New Zealand workers, our Kiwi workers and their families, and our government is determined to improve things for them. Our economic plan to fix the basics and build the future is showing progress.
What?
Again, it's showing progress, not like it's here, we've done it. It's just, we're getting there.
Right.
With inflation under control, lower interest rates and growth returning, we expect to see more Kiwi workers reaping the rewards of greater job opportunities and better prospects for getting ahead. Well, at least you said more than what Luxon did.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of trouble and mostly irrelevant, but
it's still better than. I mean,
well,
sure,
bars
this
and hell.
you couldn't get away without this, but.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
There's a little bit of I tried in there, but...
There's a little bit of Craig Rennie's mean to me. Oh, God. What a horrible photo.
These are terrible, terrible photos. Like, whatever...
Simeon, I just
camera
really
this
paid
is
attention to
like,
Simeon's face. Holy shit. That's horrendous.
Terrible. Someone had their camera, I think, on the wrong. Wait. Who's is it Paul? I think he's a friend of the show. I don't know if he's in the chat. Paul will be able to tell me. He's a photographer.
I
don't know. They just like turned up the sharpness and
Yeah.
way too high. And everyone's just not looking so good.
Looking grainy.
Chris tried to do a coup Bishop. While he was the top-ranked National Party minister with a score of 1.7, woo, top ranking at 1.7, woo, well done.
Not even 2.
Bishop wasn't the top-ranked minister in the coalition. That goes to Winston Peters on 1.9. Bishop received a lot of positive comments compared with other ministers included in the survey, with summary describing the sentiment as lukewarm but present.
Accurate.
Lukewarm but present. Jesus Christ.
Yeesh.
I love that. That's a great summary. He's seen as more capable and earnest than many other of the National Act and Coalition in the National Act Coalition, even by some who oppose his policies. One of the main reasons for his popularity is his bold plans for housing reform, which involves a major boost in supply and affordability and an end to property speculation as a major driver for wealth creation, like it has been for the last few decades. Someone says, I'm inspired by Chris Bishop's determination, courage, and detailed plans to bring down rents and house prices.
Plant.
Well done, Chris Bishop, for trying to get that one through.
Right.
Chris Bishop has held the line on some things quite well, given the context in which he is working, and remained slightly sensible. With another adding, he has leant into house prices falling more than Labour did. I liked that. Interesting. He's been very, I suppose headlining a lot of that. Like, I want them. I mean, there's that beef between the two Chris's, the Luxon and the Bishop. One wanting them to go down and one wanting them to come up, and like in the same, with statements being made in the same week. So that's clearly cut through a little bit. I still think, like, I think Bishop in a lot of ways is one of their best performing ministers. Like, he is someone, I know it's
I know, it's just inhale.
he the bar is low. Yes, it's in hell. But as far as like, if we think about the average national voter, I would say that he is the closest aligned to the John Key administration, at least from my perspective of like, you know, the era that we grew up in, which was, I didn't know shit about politics, but if I'm someone who like is in this position today and I wasn't as informed and I was looking at the party perhaps and I saw all of this going on, I'd probably point to someone like Chris Bishop as someone who's a bit more a closer alignment, more sensible, less of this right-wing narrative bullshit that a lot of the others kind of come out with. I would say he's probably further aligned with the more old school John Key, previous national.
Definitely not the same flavour we have right now.
No, actually, he's probably actually close. He reminds me a lot of the Simon Bridges era, I think, is probably more so where I'm getting at.
God,
I mean, that was...
Yeah, no, I know.
When I think of Simon Bridges, I also think of the shitstorm that was national at the time with all of their, like, infighting and, like, scandals and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously not a great thing to be pointing towards, but he very much feels like the Simon Bridges era of national. So I'm not surprised that he's getting away with comments like this, like, you know, lent into house prices falling more than Labour did. I liked that. But also the house price... the house prices going up and down thing is a failing of our broader economic system in which not every party, but at least Labour and National are kind of in alignment of like, we rely on house prices going up because house prices going up means your retirement savings are going up because that's all we've got.
Right? We just put it all in houses.
Yep. Put it all in the house.
All your eggs in one basket. That's always a smart idea.
Chips on house, please. Right. Given Bishop's name is top of the list when it comes to National's future leadership, it's not surprising to see comments about his leadership potential, even if some is faint praise. These are not like glowing summaries, are they? No outstanding leaders, but Bishop is the best.
Wow.
Ouch. Kriship. Oh, that's a fun little one.
Kriship. Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Kriship. Chris Bishop and Eric Stanford are far better leaders due to their genuine character. Yep, I feel that. I understand why someone would get that. Again, we've been... Myself and Pat have been Team Stanford and been criticised quite a lot for starting off a bit more positive.
Yeah, they're the shiniest turds in the bunch.
Yeah, exactly. They are the shiniest turds. However, he wasn't devoid of negative comments too, with one respondent calling him dangerous. Chris Bishop is achieving infrastructure at the cost of the environment. That's fair. The fast track process and disregard for the environment are unbelievably and arrogant. Yeah, those are fair. His heavy ministerial workload worried one person, saying, Chris Bishop worries me with his finger in every legislative pie. See, that to me, obviously terrible, but in a way, I kind of wish that would be such a positive comment if you were the Prime Minister.
Yeah?
Yeah, right? This whole idea of like, this is someone... The Prime Minister...
You could spin it. Spin it as being like you're actually across everything. You're doing all this like... Well, especially considering election.
So this, yes, obviously we can read between the lines and we understand what this means is a way of saying perhaps he has a little bit too much influence in just about every area. But in a way, if you spun this and he was the leader, that to me says that he's paying attention and that he's on top of everything. That sounds like this is the leader of the party who's paying attention to everything, not completely hands off. Oh, my minister, I let my ministers do what they need to do. I'm just going to stand here and just do fuck all.
Listen to Spotify, I guess.
What what was it? How many hours? 34 days? 34,000 minutes? I don't know what it was. It was just absurd.
Yeah, the amount of time. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. So, how did he respond? We understand the Prime Minister's office has already supplied a brief statement on this poll, and we don't have anything to add to it.
Just
Wow.
that's it.
Cool. You got
No
the
notes.
best praise out of everyone, and you didn't give. Okay, cool. No, fair. No, that's fine. I mean, Willis could give whatever this is, but like the Duke, that to me is a dumb move. He could have taken if Nicholas Willis, who got the worst response, gives this political spin on it, and he had the best review of all of them, and I'd say these are all like really lukewarm.
Oh yeah.
Compared to what Nicola Willis just got. He could have got brownie points with that. But
Right. Someone else already
dumb move,
did it.
bish. What?
Just I let someone else do it for me. Like,
The
okay,
screen just disappeared.
that's very positive for all those people who had, I guess, at least technically positive things to say about you.
Well, could have pat them on the back, but I guess that wasn't worth your time. And I guess, yeah, so point the finger to the Prime Minister's one, which is the CTU operates on behalf of the Labour Party and has always campaigned against this government. The face of the CTU is a Labour candidate and a senior member of Labour's Policy Council. Okay. Well, thanks, Baldy. Erica Stanford. Education Minister came in second equal alongside Julia Collins. Not 1.5 stars. It's not a great ranking. Just saying.
Jesus.
Sentiment in the survey comments are summarized like this. While Stanford is heavily criticised, there is a small glimmer of positive mentions, but generally positive comments about Erica Stanford are extremely scarce.
And that
did
small
not attract
glimmer
open
is you and
praise.
Pat.
Yeah. She did not attract open praise and responses. Those in education mostly voiced frustration and even outrage at her performance. It's somewhat understandable. That's somewhat putting it lightly, with many of the comments giving blistering appraisal of her performance in the education portfolio. I think it's also probably a good, at the end, to have a look at some of these things, because we were looking at, I'd be interested to see what the comparison of these comments are, with there being 4 women on this. Because it wouldn't surprise me if Willis, Stanford, and Van Velden and Collins
Van
sits in a different
Velden's-
camp because she's old, so she's kind of not really seen as a woman anymore.
I
You
mean,
know
I
what I'm
get-
talking about.
Yeah, I know. You're not wrong, but fuck me, it sounds funny when people actually say it out loud.
Yeah. I just said the thing that everyone doesn't say.
Right?
Because once you hit a certain age, you're no longer a woman, therefore you don't get criticized the same.
Exactly. But no, even
I'd
Van
be interested
Velden
to
looks
see-
hated. She looks pretty hated there. She's
I can imagine there's a lot more visceral comments about the women versus the men, and I think that's just
for sure.
That's a prevailing thing about women in politics, which is disgusting, and cannot be not mentioned. I think that always should be mentioned. But anyways, what do people say? Eric Stanford is killing education. Eric Stanford has ruined a leading education system, its workforce, and the repercussions are immeasurable. Eric Stanford is trying to rush through too many changes in too short a time period. It is impossible workload on already burnt out teachers. I have seen massive turnover of teachers in the past 12 months as a result of this government, and it is only going to get worse. An education minister should have some experience in education. How can they possibly be making decisions for industries they have never worked or trained in? This is why I think everyone should be on the ground and have an interaction, working and shadowing with every single person whose their portfolio will impact. I think that is a must. I think as a minister of a portfolio, you should spend at bare minimum a month doing every single job for a minimum amount of time to actually understand how your decisions will affect the people. And then after like all of your changes and stuff, you should then be forced to do it again.
Yes, no, I agree.
Like, you made these changes. You want to see what it's like now? There you go.
Right.
So the positive mentions were often bookended with a negative one. Stanford is well-intentioned, but change in education is way too much, too fast, and consultation with the sector and a range of experts and voices is inadequate. I dislike Erica Stanford's non-consultative approach to change. However, I have to acknowledge that she is very hardworking in getting things done. That kind of, yeah.
She does work.
That is very much
sure.
that is very much the vibe that I get from, I think, all of her interviews, and I think she is genuine in her getting out there and wanting to get things done, but I think that genuineness to work hard and get things done is what is causing all the issues. Is that she's steamrolling it because she, for whatever reason, whether or not it's an ideological thing of like, I'm going to do this because I think it's the right thing to do, and we're not going to give anyone any time to stop me because I think it's the right thing to do, and this is the advice that I have. That's one way of looking at it, but yeah, it comes across very much in her interviews that she's very issue with
getting
things done.
David, though, we can't forget the whole kind of thing between David and her about some of the education things, since he's the dude under her technically on this. Can never remember. Yeah, she's done really well to be Teflon in that. I'm surprised that hasn't been mentioned here. They're trying to make you forget.
Well, I mean, the fact that even though she's the education minister, like the minister for education, sorry, she has still continued to be somewhat Teflon when it comes to school lunches. That is, I have to say, it's bloody impressive. That when you think school lunches, you look straight to Seymour. Like, she is completely Teflon in that. And anything else education, she wears it, and she should. But it's kind of impressive.
So bring an MP to work day. Let's go.
Please. Yes, please. And no response, obviously. Oh, and just a reminder of the leader's performances, just saying. Just a reminder.
So low. Well, because also
these are
when
the
it comes
opposition parties.
Well, the thing is too
after
is like
one term.
When it comes to a scale of 1 to 5, technically like 3 is just like you got to take 1 off the top because of how the numbers start. So like they might as well be at 0 here on the 1 scale. Because 3 essentially gets knocked down to 2 and etc. So like 0, because you can't give any less. You can't give 0 stars. You can only give 1 to 5. So
true. It's true.
I feel like people, if they had the option to put 0, would 100% put 0.
So you're saying scales should be starting at 1?
Well, it's more just the way that stats and the numbers work. I can't explain it all. I learnt it in a lecture, and that's a TLDR.
It's alright, it's just stat stuff.
Right? I hated stats. My least favourite paper.
Alright. The youngest of the women's on the list, the ACT Party's Brooke Van Velden. Oh, hello. Good morning.
Did Brooke Van Velden just come out of nowhere?
Avocado? No? Okay, I'll get to this. Right, read that for me, Magenta.
All right. As Workplace Relations and Safety Minister, Brooke Van Velden received a vast number of comments from those in the survey, given 2/3 of them are unionised. Her performance ranking was the lowest equal alongside Willis, Luxon, and her party leader David Seymour at a 1.3 on the scale. There were no discernible positive comments about Brooke Van Velden in the survey responses, the summary states. No one spoke of her in a favourable light or defended her reforms. She was uniformly criticised. One of the main reasons for the negative feedback was Van Velden's role to play in equity reforms, which saw all claims cancelled, and the rules changed, and groups having to reapply. It saved the government billions in last year's budget because they just gave that to landlords. I'm adding that on the end. Just also so bland.
Just editing his work.
Like, basically they're saying, it feels like they're just basically saying, you know, kind of bland. Like,
yeah. For someone who wears bright pink, it's pretty ouch.
Yeah.
Actually, you make a really good point. Her outfits do not meet her personality, do they?
Oh, God, no. Like, I'm literally wearing, like, the same colour, although, God, it doesn't look like that in this light, the same colours we've got on the screen right now. You know? And I guess I am what you would probably expect with a person wearing all pink and having green hair. So, yeah. As someone who loves, and is also the colour magenta, like, she keeps wearing my fucking name, man. Represent it better.
All right, what was said? Brooke Van Velden's move regarding pay equity has been very damaging. She is too young and inexperienced to wield as much power as she has, to the detriment of thousands of people, women in particular. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that is... I don't know. Is that a fair criticism?
Well, I guess the thing is, I don't know her full history. I mean, she could have transferable skills, but she might not.
I don't know what her... Isn't she super young, too? Or is she 30?
Oh, she's got to be in her
30 or still in her 20s.
I can't remember how old people are anymore.
You know the
33. Yeah, she's 33.
Oh, she's 33.
Yeah.
The US press, Caroline Levitt. This lady. I just wanna play a quick game with you. Of how old is she?
Oh yes,
right,
I love the game of how old is someone. Like how someone.
How old is Caroline Levitt? That's a terrible photo. Well, it's not really a terrible photo. How old is Caroline Levitt?
I honestly think she's a similar age to Brooke.
Yeah, you think she's a similar age?
Yeah, like maybe the 33, 34 kind of vibes.
33, 34?
Although I did just look it up. Chloe's 31.
Images.
So Chloe's 31, which means Brooke's got no fucking excuses to not be doing a good job.
This woman? Nope. Okay, so
that doesn't really make her look younger. I'm not gonna lie. Oh God, that makes her look like Brooke Van Velden.
Here we go. Oh no, that's an old one.
I see, that looks young. I was gonna say that looks actual young.
That's an old photo of her. Yeah, yeah. This woman.
God, how old is she? Go on.
She's 25.
What the fuck, bro? I feel like she would have been able to buy that bottle of wine for me at Pack and Save, no problem.
Actually, no, she's not 25. She's 28.
Oh yeah, still.
But still.
Rough.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean.
She looks way older than...
Oh, well, I guess that's what happens when you sell your soul to the right at work for them. I mean, you saw how much Jacinda got drained just working in, like, our environment. So imagine, like, they're going to, you know, by the time she's maybe 40, she'll look like she's in her 80s if she's not careful, hanging around with that lot.
I think a few people... I've seen a few people do videos and breakdowns on the Trump face, or, like, the Trump makeover.
Oh, okay.
And it's like all of these women in his like, I don't know, cabinet, I don't know what you call it, in his inner circle, all these women who went from looking like just normal women with normal faces who had like no work done into these like horribly botched plastic surgery faces that just look horrific.
Yeah, and I mean, I know a lot of them use like sun tanning beds, which is horrific for your skin. Like sun it can age you so badly. So, yeah. But no, I mean, I feel like Chloe's a good example of obviously age is not really the kind of denoting thing. However, it's whatever she's done in her, career leading up to this. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't even really hear of her name until she became our government, really. Like,
I mean, Chloe is technically a career politician, in many ways.
That's what I mean. Like, I heard about her quite early on. So,
I'm just doing a quick Google of what. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. I was Googling what.
You're looking up someone else's age?
No, I just want to see what she got up to. But that's going to take way too long
Simeon
to go into.
is basically the same age as Brooke and Chloe too. They're all in the same age range, guys. That's why you can't always tell how old someone is based on how they look.
That's actually a really good point. We're seeing some high level. That means we've got a pretty
millennials
young parliament.
Yeah, we got millennials, and I think we got Gen Z, I believe too, because Hannah, Gen Z.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gen Zers.
And
But
we got
interesting.
a lot of millennials actually. You got Tamitha. There's probably more. I can't think of off the top of my head.
Tamitha's a Zer, isn't she?
I don't know. I was talking to her the other day, and she said we got a
she's a
similar
Zer.
age. I can't remember. I think she thought I was younger than I am. Oh yeah, she's 29 because she thought I was. Yeah, so she's only like
she's a little
yeah.
Z.
She sits in the middle. Sits in the middle.
That weird bracket.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the results of the survey. Brooke Van Velden should be ashamed of how she has written off women's pay equity claims. Common descriptors were spineless, terrible, extremely dangerous, uncaring, and disgusting. One person said they're absolutely gobsmacked and disgusted by her.
Yeah,
Fear?
valid. Honestly.
I don't know if I would use disgusting, but disgusted by her actions, that's fair. Uncaring, definitely can see why people would say that about her. She is unfortunately quite robotic.
Yeah, it's giving
definitely
Zuckerberg.
does not come across as someone who's warm and actually cares about people. One of the most creative comments was that Van Velden reminds me of some futuristic horror robot from The Handmaid's Tale.
Damn, that's a hella roast right there. Actually, there was a comment earlier of people saying that this just looks more like a roast session than an actual commentary on themselves as in their positions. It's just so funny.
Dalek Van Velden, love it.
That's good. Yeah, get
That's
rid.
Pretty good read. And what does she say? Did not provide a response. Fair enough.
Nothing.
Judith, no longer a woman Collins.
Judy C.
Like Stanford. Judith Collins. Again, who is taking these photographs?
They're horrible.
Terrible lighting. These are mean.
Right?
Like Stanford, Judith Collins had the second highest ranking of the National Party ministers with a score of 1.5.
Woo.
Great work, guys. Great work. Despite her long list of ministerial roles, Attorney General, Defense, Space, Spies, didn't know that was a role, Public Service, Digitizing Government. I thought it said dignitizing. I was just, Jesus. Digitizing Government. Collins received much fewer negative comments than other ministers. Overall, respondents didn't perceive her as pivotal Ouch. If anything, she's seen as a minor presence or some indulging in frivolous optics rather than meaningful action. Ouch.
Is that referencing her helicopter toy?
That can either be read as she kind of just shows up every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, I know she tends to do a lot with the Attorney General stuff. Like,
yeah, she's either
She is
doing her
another one
job and she
speaking.
like takes any opportunity she can to get brownie points, but get some political brownie points. But yeah, no, it kind of tracks. The negative comments were mainly related to Collins re-equipping the Defence Force with a new kit, which has or is costing billions of dollars. Judith Collins, who is who I would rank worst of all, spending money on expensive armaments and other war resources is something I am most opposed to. All I've seen of Judith Collins is her playing with a toy helicopter.
there it is. There it is.
Yeah. Wrote another, referring to her as walking into the debating chamber with a model of a Seahawk helicopter she just ordered for the Air Force. There were some positive comments. Judith Collins, I trust, and again, gets things done. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working. Judith Collins, I trust, and again, gets things done. I admire her tenacity. Judith Collins is getting the Defence Force up to date.
Why do we have to defend ourselves?
She is the right person for the job. Okay, if you think so. Again, backhanded compliments. Judith Collins has been surprisingly not terrible as a Attorney General, a solid statesman who should know better. Judith Collins has done okay as Attorney General, but what is happening in the public service is ghastly. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Nothing to add other than what the Prime Minister
Of
put in.
course.
Okay.
No surprise.
Simeon, 1.4 stars. Oh, but they did not hold back. Feedback about Brown was brutal, with a summary describing it in this way. Essentially, the survey contained no appreciable positive feedback for Simeon Brown. He was one of the most vilified ministers, and even those who rated him highly in the quant offered no supportive comments for him. Dozens of comments wished they could have given him a negative score, while many others urged him to resign or be sacked. Oh, Simeon Brown should be ashamed of himself. He is wrecking our public health system. He does not have the expertise to run it. His lack of medical background came up in many times too. Minister Brown has no knowledge of health and does not listen to those who do. What does Brown know about his portfolio? It feels as if he is not listening to the sector at all. Simeon Brown has been the worst health minister in my career, with another adding the worst health minister in history. Other descriptors were arrogant, inexperienced, disastrous, and spineless. A glimmer of hope for him from one person who called him a competent forward thinker, and another who said that apart from Simeon Brown, every other minister in National is completely clueless.
Was that his girlfriend?
Fascinating. Turn of absolute U-turn. Oh, there is a response though.
Wow.
The Minister of Health's focus is on reducing wait times for patients, strengthening the health workforce, and fixing the basics of the health system, not engaging with a survey run by Labour's union mates.
Aw, you're just mad they don't like you, bro.
And that's my picture.
It's a pretty bad picture, I'm not gonna lie. And I agree with the person in that comments. It should have been done on a number line from like -1 to like +5. I want to see real data. Let's break it down even further. Maybe we should tell Craig to pass that on.
Maybe. I have spoken for quite some time, Magenta, so have you got anything to add to that while I shove some lasagna in my face?
I mean, I think it just shows how shit things are. It's embarrassing, and quite frankly, like all of this, I think just makes Luxon look weaker. It makes his spine look even more jelly. And I mean, it does also, I think, unfortunately paint a pathway for some of those, I guess, less hated ones amongst the bunch to maybe forward their career in this next upcoming election. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if we'll see a complete rolling of the government, but, you know, I think it'll be interesting to see if they try to shift things around, because, like, in everything I've been seeing online, it's been fucking nothing but people laughing at anything national or Luxon posts. Like, the comments are just always absolutely tearing him to shreds. And actually, what I will do is I don't know if you saw, if Pat sent you that message earlier from Russell Brown. That was quite interesting. I figured we might as well just put that up, because I think that's a kind of good thing to add on too, given, like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how little this guy's doing his job. Like, he so-called came back from work from home, but he hasn't been doing jack shit, which is just, not only is it pathetic, but it's also disgusting. We're paying this man like $500,000 this, like, over this, you know, 24 or 12 month period.
Which is probably a pay cut for him too, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Ugh, God. Wow. He's going to make plenty of money off of us suckers, not just through I think it's approximately $1.7 million that he'll get, plus all of his perks and all of his wives' cars or whatever the hell it is. But someone posted this. So Russell Brown posted saying, this was posted to Old Mate's Facebook last night on a day when there were 5 separate states of emergency in force. And then it says, with National, New Zealand get a party with a plan to fix the basics. Basically the same fucking thing he said on his stupid thing. And then great fun sharing this message with folks in Wigram while out campaigning across Christchurch with our national MPs today. Also, Emily, you should have gone and yelled at him. He was in your fucking rohi. You have to get him next time. But yeah, this is what he's doing and what he's posting and what he's prioritizing. When we have what was 7 people missing from landslides in the Bay of Plenty to now 2 dead from the slip on the Welcome Bay Road. And this guy's just out here going, I'm a man of the people. Oh, look at me having beers. Look at me around all these people. Aren't I just, so great? Like, no, man, there are, like, the amount of flooding going on at the moment is just absolutely horrendous. There are people dying. And all this guy cares about is posting Spotify, like posting things that supposedly make him look good, which in my opinion make him look worse. Because there are so many things that he should be responding to. Like, even Huhana Linden, she mentioned that, like, Mark Mitchell was on, boots on the ground, which, like, people really appreciated him being there, like we were mentioned last night. But Luxon's had, like, a week pretty much to say something, to do something. But no, instead he's fucking off to Christchurch to go, I guess, the one time we see him not talking to a room full of businessmen and people, I guess, who are national members. It's just absolutely disgusting behaviour. And I just think, as New Zealanders, we just deserve better. We just deserve to have someone who, at the bare minimum, when there are people dying and houses absolutely decimated, that, they might at least they don't even necessarily have to go there fully. He could at least say something. He could at least pretend like he cares. But instead, just continue this kind of forward march of, like, authoritarianism and, hey, I'm trying to pretend like I've got Riz. It's just disgusting.
It's quite interesting actually. The Mark Mitchell is not exactly someone who's not in touch with like public servants, right? Like he has portfolios that are quite heavily tied to police. We've had a lot of things happening with them. Obviously, if he's defense, not defense, what is he? Emergency response.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call it.
One of their many titles.
Can't remember what they're called. My brain. But yeah, so he's not exactly. I suppose he's not a front bencher either. So it is surprising that he wasn't mentioned in that survey. But I kind of understand because you can only keep it to so many people.
He is though often like the face of a lot of announcements, so we see him a lot.
Yeah. So
a
he's
lot
not
more than
civil defense.
Yeah, that's the one.
Civil defense.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it is. I would be interested to see what his ratings are amongst people. I think the fact that there's been so many disasters is probably somewhat doing him a favor in an awful way because it puts. I mean. He's winning in my books very easily because he's actually there doing the work and he's actually helping out on the ground. But I just, yeah. Did you see that the Prime Minister is skipping Ratana though? He's finally going to make it.
Yeah, I did see that. Oh, fuck. I mean, I'm not surprised. Fucking spineless little snowflake.
So he's pulled out of the Ratana celebrations on Friday to visit regions hard hit by this week's weather bomb.
Oh, so that's when he's finally doing it. Fuck off.
A spokesperson from his office confirmed Luxon was making arrangements to travel to East Cape and Bay of Plenty instead. They said the Prime Minister had spoken to Ratana church leaders on Thursday afternoon who asked he pass on their well wishes to those affected by the storm. So instead, they're sending Nicola Willis and Tom Tucker.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I agree with a comment I saw earlier. Why don't they just send Mark Mitchell?
I'm very interested. I don't think Nicola Willis hasn't been at Waitangi Day either the last 2 years, has she?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure none of the top members of National
been
went
Paul
last
Tucker
year.
who's been like fucking getting shit flung at him.
More like Paul
rightfully.
Fucker. Nah, he didn't. Also, there's a comment here that does have to point out is that Mitchell is also the police minister, so McSkimmings falls on his, I
That's
guess,
true.
dirty hands because he is at least doing
Very
work.
true.
But again, the bar is in hell, Fano. We're not saying they're good. We're just saying they're the least bad.
I'm trying to be even keeled where I can. But we're not ignoring all the bad shit. We're just very aware of all the bad shit. It's just those little bits of like, I suppose where I'm in probably a more serious note, the way that I kind of look at some of the stuff is that we are lost in the source. We're very politically active. We have been all over this stuff as a community for well on 2 years now. So none of this stuff surprises us, but I often look at it from the point of view of someone who's not lost in the source politically and just sees the odd thing here and there and really only pays attention to mainstream news. I think those are the things I tend to point to as like, yeah, let's just ignore all the other bullshit that's happening. But at this point in time, I would Mark Mitchell's probably getting lots of brownie points right now because he's doing good shit, you know?
Yeah.
I think
Actually going
as
to
a general-
work versus not going to work.
Well, I don't even think he even made it to the retreat, right? Like the caucus, whatchamacallit.
I'm not
I imagine he
sure,
didn't.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always important to keep that perspective too, because you know people have very short memories, and no one's going to be paying attention until 2 months before the election, and all they're going to be thinking of is those times when they saw that minister once on the news announcing something. And it might have been announcing something that they absolutely hated and were affected by, or it was something that they are announcing that had nothing to do with them. They saw it, thought, that's all right, and then never thought of it again. So each of these moments that the candidates, all candidates, not just, well, the current ministers probably more so because they obviously get more news time. Anytime any of the candidates for the next election are put on the news, kind of have to look at it from, this may be the only time that someone who is voting will see them. How is this putting them on the map? Positively, negatively, are people going to remember this policy? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
sometimes
that's
even
kind of
positive or negative doesn't always matter. Sometimes it's just genuinely how many times they've seen someone's face. Like, that unfortunately plays into it. So, yeah. We've got to remind them how much they suck and teach people and get people enrolled this year.
Yep. Well, we'll keep tabs so that we can pass it on to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Oh, well, that was lots of stuff. That was a lot of stuff. We got some super chats to get through.
Yeah.
Some of them
I just yeah. Well, some of them are just ones that I put up because they were fun. We got.
I'm gonna do it with my camera off so that you guys roast me.
Kiwi Burb. We got Mag Day, Tuesday, M's Day, and Patter Day, which I appreciate that.
I like these.
Right. Also, apparently, you're only allowed a buffer when wearing a buffer shirt. So just bear that in mind. Maybe if your internet's gonna go out, you might need to put on your buffer hoodie. Also, I kind of loved and hated this one. KPI equals keep poverty increasing. Sad but true. And then we've got Super Chat here from Citizen Gold with $2, 289 days, also late fee. Oh, the fact that it's under $2.90 does make me feel a bit better, I'm not going to lie. Then we had Peter for $2. You know you're old when the cops look too young. Honestly, that's very valid. That is very valid. I'm sure there's cops now that are like way younger than me, so I'm not looking forward to when I see one of them. Also, there's this comment here that also wanted to point out that Robinson might not have had the qualification, but he listened to Craig Rennie and he took advice. So I think that does cancel it out a little. Also, Kiwi Burb with the neoliberalism is devoid of all riz. True statement. True. It's in the ballot for $5. Slogan: getting back to the basics, but not being able to buy the basics. Bread, milk, butter, fresh fruit. You guys are buying fresh fruit? Vegetables, petrol, power, rent. And that's the thing is, I think a lot of us are cutting out on quite a few of those ones. So the basics are getting real trim. Very trim. And that's our super chats.
Sweet. You make a really good point. I'm curious now because I've thought about this before that Robinson's got had Craig Rennie at the time, but does anyone know if Nicola Willis has a what would you even call it?
There'd be an advisor, finance advisor or something advisor.
I love this. Google's autofill. Nicola Willis.
Oh.
Finance qualifications is the first one.
Yeah, not surprised.
Finance qualifications, finance background, finance experience, financial qualifications. Oof. Financial advisor? Does she have one?
Surely she'll have people who advise her and, essentially waste taxpayer money because they'll do all this research, tell her she shouldn't do something, and she'll do it anyway. So...
She has Brad Olson?
Oh, Brad Olson.
Brad Olson hates her guts.
Oh. Wow.
Wait, is it? No, I'm thinking someone else, not Brad Olson. No, you're right. Maybe it is Brad Olson. Could be.
Apparently also some from the New Zealand Initiative. So,
Oh.
Man, I haven't said that one I don't think I've said that so far this year.
I was thinking of, is it Jordan Williamson or whatever?
Oh,
He's not a
God,
fan of her
yeah.
at the moment at all.
Nah, I mean,
Yes.
she's kind of put off a lot of people, and also somehow made Winnie look good. You know what I mean? So losing on all fronts.
Okay. Right. There's been some updates in international stuffs.
Yes.
There's Jesus Christ. What hasn't happened? So we've had the World Economic Forum, day 2, I guess. Yesterday we had lots of we had the Mark Carney speech, which according to some people who are a little bit more onto it than I am, also kind of agree that it was kind of a bit of a speech. A speech for the time. Obviously it comes with a lot of criticism, and everyone's like, Mark Carney is on there saying that we need to band together, the forces unite as the middle powers. But then I think I've just seen him sign on to this Trump peace. What is it?
The fucking border
peace.
Oh, God damn it. Not the goddamn border peace.
I don't know what that's about. But that's not ideal. But
no.
Yes, so he has finally, Trump has, though, given his final plans, the framework in which Trump will take over Greenland. He also gave this crazy-ass speech where he misspoke and said Iceland about like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny.
Bro doesn't even know which country he wants to steal.
Yes. So there's a small piece here that we can listen to. We'll get up to speed with whatever the fuck is going on. I don't know if I want to listen to Trump speak for a minute, but all right, let's go. Let's see what this is all about now. The worst speech by far at the World Economic Forum.
But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
What the fuck?
But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable future in that stock. That stock market is going to be doubled. We're going to hit 50,000, and that stock market's going to double in a relatively short period of time because of everything that's happening. But this is a good example.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
And then we're looking at ice videos. Yeah, there you go. That was part of his crazy speech that he gave at the...
I mean, his brain is definitely mushy. That is for sure. I think maybe he's got ice on the brain, so that's why he keeps that's what I think. I think he's just got his ice babies on his mind. So that was part of his speech that I'm sure rambled on for far too long at the World Economic Forum. Yeah. That's the same stage in which we saw. I didn't play anything of the Mark Carney speech, but it was the same stage that we saw some good speeches from other world leaders, and he basically got up there and did what Trump always does, and ugh. Anyways, so let's have a read through. Oh yeah, he's just losing his mind at this point. It's power hungry, really. Yep. He knows he's gonna die soon.
So you speak everything you possibly can. So the United States will control parts of Greenland by designating them as sovereign base areas under the terms of a proposed deal agreed in Davos. Concerning. Per the draft framework, which mimics Britain's agreement with Cyprus, American bases would be considered US territory in the Arctic region. The framework agreed between Donald Trump and Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General, on Wednesday evening, will ease Danish fears that the US is preparing to annex a semi-autonomous region. Trump declined in a series of interviews to explain the terms of the deal, but admitted the issue of ownership was a little complex, meaning he has no fucking idea, and they've basically gone. I think it sounds to me like NATO have gotten what they want, and they've appeased Trump by kind of just slipping it under the radar of like, totally. The bases that you have there, those are just US territory now. Kind of like, what is it? In Japan, is it the Yokohama base? I think it is. There's a base there which basically you have to be a US citizen. It's basically US soil. So it's the same idea as that.
Yeah.
It's basically just a town in Japan which you just suddenly like walk into America. It's real strange.
Yeah.
And they have all like the American like commercial buildings like your Starbucks and your McDonald's and all of that. I'm pretty sure you need like, anyway, I imagine I don't know if it's exactly.
Apparently it's in Okinawa.
I don't know if the Okinawa one is the same, but I imagine it is. If it's the same deal,
I wouldn't
but
be surprised.
The Yokohama one, I know some people, I met some people that worked there, but they're basically troops that just lived on the base, kind of like little Americas, basically. So I assume that's what they have agreed to in some respects. So yes, they've basically bowed down to a dictator, which is its own fucked up issue. So the framework would allow the US to perform military operations, intelligence, and training while also facilitating some local development, including potentially mining for rare earth minerals without seeking permission from Denmark. That is concerning, though. Confirming the plan, a diplomatic source told The Telegraph the idea was to give Trump a deal. Yeah, there you go. The Cyprus UK-style plan is seen as a creative workaround to Mr. Trump's demands for ownership of the island, which he views as being strategically important to America's defence. The terms of the UK's agreement with Cyprus grants Britain sovereignty over 2 military bases for strategic purposes while allowing Cypriots, that's what they're called, Cypriots within the area rights similar to elsewhere in the Republic. The US is already permitted to build and operate military bases in Greenland while having unrestricted freedom of operation between designated defence areas, including air, land, and sea. In theory, the proposed new framework would allow the US to control parts of Greenland and potentially expand to mineral-rich areas which are coveted by Trump. It also means the US would not have to seek permissions, such as planning permissions. The proposal will also make it easier for the US to position assets belonging to its prospective Golden Dome there. Sources told The Telegraph that during their meeting with Trump, NATO negotiators criticized Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and his bazooka language in order to curry favor with the Mercurial president? Mercurial? What? Big words. I do not like. Macron is amongst those most fiercely opposed to Trump's Greenland takeover threat and has argued for the use of the EU's bazooka, blocking US companies from the continent's internal market. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, the president said, "It's a deal that people jumped at. Really fantastic for the US, getting everything we wanted, including especially real national security and international security." So, unfortunately, sounds like a bit of a rollover. Yeah.
Well, I agree with this one. Is
that too?
Greenland is, it feels like he's going after Greenland because it does have a primarily indigenous population. Go after, I don't know, one over in the UK or something. I don't know. Leave them alone. Or you could just not, actually. That would be great.
I'm just gonna find you a video that disappeared.
Mm.
Oh, where'd it go? So this is a short little clip that came across my feed yesterday as well of the Danish member of European Parliament giving his opinion on Trump wanting to take over Greenland. I don't know why I can't make this. Can I make this bigger? No? What? I can't. Oh, there it is. I found it. I figured it out. New
Nice.
Player 4. I think everyone will appreciate this.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President, off. Det var næsten sådan ordene lød, da jeg...
A year ago, that's what I said when I was here. I said very clearly that if Trump
is against our rules, as much as you might feel or the room might feel in this, we have clear rules about cuss words, language that is inappropriate in this room. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it is unacceptable, even if you might have strong political feelings about this.
Fuck that.
I do find it a little bit funny that the same. So there's
So someone being like, is that real? Yes, unfortunately.
This whole idea of like being so like, what do you call it? I was saying dignified. I don't know. Being on the world stage like that, and you're seeing someone like Trump make that stupid ass speech where he's just rambling on for minutes and minutes and saying all these crazy things. And there's an opportunity on the world stage for someone else to come along. There's another opportunity on the world stage for the people that are being basically threatened to be invaded. And they get told off for not being like demure, I guess.
Well, yeah, they're being blamed for the fact that they have to defend themselves. Like, that's what, like, why I don't like, like, even in our own parliament, the etiquette of, like, who decided those? I'll give you a hint. It was the colonizer. And that's the thing, is that, like, I think, you know, when someone's literally threatening to invade your country and take over, you know what? I think a single fuck is actually quite appropriate. If anything, I would argue it's an underreaction. So, yeah, it's just, you can have these people like Trump and Elon and God knows whoever saying things that are actually going to cause real world violence, but that's okay. It's okay to threaten people. It's okay to be violent in the way that you do your politics. But the second you say the word fuck, all of a sudden you're invalidated for what you're saying. Like, as someone who obviously loves to swear, like, it's an emphasizer. It's you know, it's used for emphasizing things. And I think that deserves to be emphasized. Also, I agree. It's refreshing to see an F-bomb.
It is refreshing. Someone's meeting the moment. Someone is meeting the moment. Yes. But the general vibe I'm getting is there seems to be a part of the Western world that are ready to fight back a little bit more. Or at least are trying to.
Stand up for themselves.
At least trying to. And then it seems like there's part of the established Western world, which is probably pointing to things like the UN and NATO, who perhaps are not yet ready to realize what's really going on, or they're still thinking that they can negotiate with a dictator. That's the feeling I'm getting, is that there's mixed feelings on what the right path forward is. Do you just continue to appease him and like little by little give him what he wants so he can shut up and stop talking about it, or is it basically just fueling the fire and you're you're appeasing a terrible person. I don't know. I think knowing Trump and what we've seen over the last year, or even actually since 2016, basically, because basically how he got re-elected was that he doesn't give up. He's not someone who's going to roll over until he gets exactly what he wants, and then once he's got what he wants, he sets his sights somewhere else. So I think at this point, the world just needs to buck up and call it what it is and start icing them out and building their own capabilities and getting as far away from the US as possible. And if they have to, they're going to have to start fighting back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, defense is definitely something they've got to bear in mind. Have you seen the clip from Gavin Newsom that came out? That clip. Do we want to watch a minute of it? It's like literally the first bit. Yeah, I got it ready. Let's go. I love this clip. There's also actually another video I wouldn't mind playing afterwards. That's an interesting take. So yeah, this is Gavin Newsom speaking after the whole announcement.
I can't take this complicity. People rolling over. I should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders. I mean, handing out crowns and this is pathetic. Nobel Prizes that are being given away. I mean, it's just pathetic. And I hope people understand how pathetic they look on the world stage. I mean, at least from an American perspective, it's embarrassing. It's time to buck up. It's time to get serious and stop being complicit. It's time to stand tall and firm, have a backbone.
I thought that point was just have a backbone. Aren't we lacking backbones at the moment? But like I've seen many people say, and I put up, Gavin Newsom, generally a lot of people don't like him. Even I think some comments I saw in wherever I first saw this video were like, he's my governor or whatever he is, and I don't like him, but this time he's right. And I mean, it is disgusting, it is insane, and it's just pathetic, because I mean, look at the rest of the world. We don't exactly think too great of them over there. We're literally watching countries kind of saying, I think we might have to band together to ditch these guys. It's not a fucking good look. But there was also...
I think the thing with Gavin Newsom as well is he's kind of doing what we see Winston Peters do a lot, which is like he is a different person inside the country. Well, less and less these days. I think he's definitely losing his marbles, and it's the line is blurring. But here, when he's back home, he's saying absurd shit that no one likes, and then he goes overseas and he's this big diplomat, and he's great.
Oh, absolutely.
New Zealand Foreign Affairs. It's fantastic. I feel like Gavin Newsom's doing the same thing there, where he's talking to the wider world stage. And then when he comes back home, he's talking to the American stage, which is a little bit different. But
absolutely,
I don't know. I don't follow. I know that he's been back and forth and criticizing Trump.
Broken clocks, like a broken clock can be right. I think that the level of vitriol he has for it, I think, is a healthy amount, and I think it would be good to see more of that coming out of a lot of the, I guess, leaders over in America. But there's also one other video that I wanted us to have a look at, because I think this also kind of proves a really good point of, have we considered that maybe the stuff in the Epstein files is literally so much worse than we thought it was? And that's why he's doing all of this, because just listen.
It continues. It's even worse. I just spent hours listening to another testimony. And when the testimony came out just in the last few days, that's when they pump up the Minnesota. Pump up the Minnesota, beat a few more people up, kill a few more people. Get everybody to look over there. Don't look. And again, I'm not talking about just trafficking. I'm talking about outrageous snuff films, murdering young, I would say, children, youth. They're supposed to be graveyards filled with missing kids. and no one knew who they were. I know I sound like a crazy person, I know, but it's not. There is a testimony, Sasha Riley. I ask people to go and investigate and listen to it yourself. There are some issues that
But yeah, and I mean, one of the first things I looked up when I found Sasha Riley was actually a podcast talking about this stuff, which is ridiculous because the amount of news that got reported on this is horrifically low. But let's just say they were taking a child that they were harming to murder parties. You know that like funny trope that we say about, oh yeah, rich people, you know, they want to go and hunt humans for sport and do all this stuff. Guess what? Stereotypes exist for a reason. And like, that's horrific. And we've heard nothing about it because he would literally rather cause chaos and send ice after people and try to, well, already kidnap one leader of a country. God knows if he's going to try to kidnap the leader of Greenland at this point. It's just, it's fucked up. And a lot of it comes from this, as he's trying to get away from these horrible things that, you know, we're slowly getting drip fed. And it's just insanity. Also, when I say rich people, I mean the mega wealthy. The same way it's tax, you know, there's a clear distinction. Once you get over a certain amount of money, it seems like morals and ethics tend to go pretty fucking haywire. So.
Yeah, and even if you're the 1% in the room who's not crazy, you're surrounded by them, and so you're kind of complicit in their actions a little bit. Unfortunately. I think that's why a lot of very rich people tend to keep they tend to live quite good. Sorry, hang on. How do I put this? People who are good-hearted and have a lot of wealth tend to not flaunt they have a lot of wealth and go under the radar, because otherwise you end up in a room full of other rich people and they're all cunts. And if you don't want to be in the room with those sort of people, then you kind of need to live and look like a pleb so that you can blend in with the rest of the people that you probably want to be spending time with, which is just genuine people. That's kind of what I have found to be true in some of the circles that I've run in, is that,
capitalism
good, kind-hearted people you will never know are very wealthy.
Yeah, exactly. And capitalism also rewards people, which unfortunately, the more you get rewarded for bad behavior, the less you're gonna see or think it's bad. It's And it's like, you know, we say, oh, it's not all men, but it's too many of them.
Yep. Yeah, I, in a weird way, would love to look at some of the Epstein file stuff, because I feel like it has been overshadowed. But in actuality, they haven't released anything.
Again, it's getting drip-fed.
They've managed to skirt the, I don't know, was it December 23rd they were supposed to be released, and they've just been pushing it back and back and back and back. They've even asked for even longer now. I think it was like February 11th was the latest to get more of the files. Like, it's ridiculous. And with all of this other stuff, it's so shit to say, with all this other stuff happening with Minnesota and ICE and this bullshit with Trump and Greenland, like, the Epstein files are just no longer important, which is horrific, because they're incredibly important for I guess for everyone, especially in America. But that's because it's like very much American high society. But American high society also links quite closely with their political structure. So
we also know for a fact that they're flying around the world. They're trafficking people around the world. It's not exactly like, you know, it's just going to affect Americans. There are countless who knows people who have been affected by it, and it's really sad. So if anyone wants to look into Sasha Riley, I encourage you to do so. if you're in the headspace too. Obviously, it's a pretty crazy shit. Some pretty fucked up stuff. So, yeah, I just thought that it was kind of good to also remind us a little bit that, like, you know, his behaviors are being partially fueled by him trying to bury all of the stuff that's going to come out. And it's depressing. But we can't not pay attention, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dumpster fires everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to these few little super chats and then we'll go through this last little PSA.
More. You know what I realized? I should have worn my PSA shirt yesterday. I've got an out at PSA shirt, but I wasn't. I was too busy.
Man.
I should have worn it yesterday.
Oh,
Next time.
man.
Next time.
It would have been a perfect opportunity.
Right.
Right. Well, Kaimatata, you've changed your icon.
Yes. Right.
You've changed your icon.
Beautiful picture.
The USA is pretty much Iceland at this point.
Hey.
Nice. Kiwi Burb says Dementia Don. Love it. And Peter says, I hate this.
Yep. Me too, Peter.
Peter, I'm so glad that we know that you are a lover of the show because that could have
Oh, yeah, true. That could be an insult, couldn't
we
it?
know what you're talking about, but that comment out of context, people will be like, what? We know what you mean. We know what you mean. Oh, yeah, and this one as well. Great piece.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
750 military bases in 80 countries. This is just a continuation of the agenda. Yep.
That's a lot of bases.
Pretty much.
That's not based.
It's a lot. Right. Last little story of the night. Just, I think there might be. I think Gary might talk a bit more about this next week with Pat. Not sure.
Yes.
But we're talking about the Health New Zealand IT infrastructure keeps faulting. So not only have we had a couple of hacks and some security breaches and things like that happened.
Yes.
We also had a lot of outages that I've started to notice. I keep looking at the headline thinking it's the same article, but no, I found multiple different instances. These are all different things. So on January the 14th, the Public Service Association says Southern Hospitals experienced a major IT outage. It was, this is Fleur speaking in this article, who we had on yesterday. So a major IT outage across Southern Hospitals prevented clinicians from accessing applications that track dosage information, lab results, and a patient notes. The Public Association says, Service Association says. On Tuesday, clinicians had to resort to paper-based workarounds, resulting in delays for patients. Fleur Fitzsimmons said it was a significant outage lasting most of the day. She says the systems that were affected were absolutely critical, including those which track medications a patient is on, the dosage, and when it's due next, important systems around results, including x-rays, MRIs, and blood tests, and also the applications which store patient data. Going through manual paper processes is not ideal. We have data in digital systems in our hospitals for a reason. So that was on the 14th. Then this article came out on the 16th. Health NZ confirms another major tech outage.
Another one.
Health NZ has confirmed another major tech outage, this time for hospitals in the lower North Island. A clinician working for one of the hospitals called the situation shambolic, while the medical specialist union said crumbling technology systems were putting both staff and patients at risk. A range of clinical and administrative systems were down for at least 6 hours on Thursday, days after a widespread IT outage affected the Southern District for more than 12 hours. Health NZ said the outage was not related to hacking or to the Southern District outage, and services continue to operate safely throughout the day. But the healthcare worker, who RNZ agreed not to name, said the inability to access patients' vital health information was a clinical risk. They claimed Te Whatu Ora didn't know which provider was managing Capital and Coast's IT systems over the summer break. So not knowing exactly how extensive the issues were, Health NZ would only confirm part of the central region had been affected.
What does that mean? Oh.
So, in a staff email, staff throughout the central region were impacted. The email noted a gap in knowledge around who is on call as an outstanding issues or challenge, and warned of the risk of potential disruption to patients' care pathways and risks to emergency departments. So that was the one that happened on the 16th. Then at 3:15 today.
Oh my god. Wow.
Another IT outage impacts Southern Hospital's staff left in the dark. Another IT outage has struck Southern Hospitals, impacting access to patient records for several hours on Wednesday. It was the latest in a series of outages that have impacted hospitals in both islands this month, including South Island clinicians losing access to patient records that tracked medication and lab results for more than 12 hours last week.
Wow.
Health NZ said the latest outage impacted the hospital's administration systems across South Island from early in the morning until it was restored before 9:30 a.m, but patient care continued safely throughout the day. Most recent outage meant they could not access real-time data as they were left with paper forms. They were frustrated as they had been left in the dark about what happened, and no one seemed to follow up to find out how staff and patients were impacted or the clinical risk, they said. The outage alert, which RNZ has seen, told clinicians to use offline downtime forms as the South Island's patients' care system was experiencing issues site-wide and users facing error messages and delays. Oy. The digital director said the outage was not related to previous outages or a cybersecurity incident. So, yeah. How many times is too many times, do we think, guys?
Well, I'm almost curious now. I feel like I want to go, maybe after the show, I'm going to go and I'm going to see if there's some from like last year and the year before. I'm curious to see how long this has been going on for, because my spidey senses tell me it's probably been a while. And I mean, obviously, I think someone saw it. Yes, there was a different data breach earlier with the Manage My Health. Someone in the comments was noting, but yes. So Manage My Health was obviously the big data breach, since a lot of people, myself included, have to use that for our doctors. Which I think an interesting comment that I saw kind of put up around that is that it's crazy that we're kind of forced to use this third party that, like, essentially no one's really monitoring, or like there's no, you know, you'd expect for your health records that can be transferred from doctors to hospitals that those might be considered, you know, important sensitive informations. But what did this government do? It fired the backroom workers because all the nerds are in the back rooms fucking keeping the IT going. And that's the other problem, is that the amount of AI that they're trying to put into this stuff, it's just another example of underfunding infrastructure, which seems to be the theme of every fucking problem pretty much at the moment. Like, just an underinvestment. Of which we do see when Labour governments are in government, they do try to make better, but then National come in and wreck it all over again. It's just insane.
Yeah, so not so great. I think we could all see this coming, though. We could all point to it when they cancelled that. What were they doing? They were upgrading the IT infrastructure for Health New Zealand. Oh yeah, they cut that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
But that probably has nothing to do with it, right? That's just
No.
you know, yeah,
No.
It's unprecedented stuff,
you know,
right?
It's just backroom, you know, those people that do nothing. Because that's what I love, is that, like, people,
Just
like the
wasting
people
money.
that they're saying do nothing are, I would argue, doing more than some of the random office workers who are just sitting there pretending to email for like 3 hours. Like, Come on. And also, it's for our hospitals. Why are we not investing? Like, there's the other part, is another theme, is just not investing in critical services. Like, we're looking at our civil defense at the moment. Like, that is underperforming because most of the people, like, seen some videos, we have these natural disasters. Generally, the first people that are on the scene doing stuff are the iwis, Māori, trying to, use their community and help people. Like, maybe we should have civil defense collaborate more with iwi. Maybe that could be a way that we, like, there's so many places we need to invest. Obviously, fucking Dunedin Hospital or all the other hospitals that are basically got no doctors and nurses. Like, I know I'm going to be waiting at least another 5 or so months till I might get a hospital appointment. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, nothing fucking goes bad. It's just, it's absolutely fucked. And it's costing us money too. All of this health stuff is costing us money. That's time that people could be getting better, could be, getting to work sooner.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wait and see. If there's any more when they come.
Right? I feel like it is a win.
Who knows?
It's definitely a win.
Oh, that's it from me. Is there anything else you wanted to jump onto before we close up the show, Magenta?
Oh, we can look at a funny picture that I edited from National Party today.
Picture.
Why not? Why not? I mean, I will obviously just, again, remind people that 2 people have died in Welcome Bay. And I believe there's at least 5 more who are still to be found. Unless something's happened during the show, which is always very fucking likely. But National shared, wow, Christopher Luxon's really loving his social media. So he put up an original picture that said competence and chaos. So I just a little fun, just a little funny that I was finding it interesting how he puts his one party against an entire possible coalition. It's like, there's no fucking way you can do a better job than a whole coalition of people.
Just a reminder, can someone please edit this with the star ratings that they just got on that last survey? Because I think you'll find that the bottom ones are actually the ones on top of those survey.
Actually, I'm gonna make a note of that. I may even just do that myself, because that's a great idea. That's something that I'm going to suggest this for campaigning, actually. We should use that star rating, like Uber star rating for campaigns. That would be so good.
Ooh, I like it.
Right?
I like it.
Don't mind me, just making a note. Otherwise, I'll forget. Too many things to plan. I know we've been planning some fundraising and merch ideas in the little Greens chat, so... And also, guess what? Kiwi Bird might be doing some artwork for the campaign coming up. They have put their hand forward. So, who knows? We might see some BHN Green Party stuff going. Look at us. We got the boys in Labour. We got Tanya and the Greens. We've got actually quite a few BHNers in the Greens too. I thank you all for joining, and please keep recruiting. If you know anyone, tell them it's $5 if they're poor or $30 if they got a good job. Join the Green Party or the Labour Party if you want to. You can do that too. There's other parties to join like TPM and Labour. Ignore the other
all
ones,
the left parties need money, so just
pick
one and
and
them
donate. Donate your time, your money. We'll have lots to do for that this year, though.
I love this comment as well. They're all 1%ers on top.
Yeah, because we've got the real people trying to help out. Exactly.
Alrighty. Well, that's it for our Thursday night show. And we'll be back again.
Yes,
tomorrow?
Except I won't have to wear a fucking hat anymore.
You don't have to be green chewy.
I don't have to, but it feels
magenta.
right. Also, look, guys. Hey. You can put badges on your hat.
Matchy.
just something to think about, not just on t-shirts.
I like it. Right, well, we'll be back with you tomorrow night. Will we having perhaps some more, I don't know, more shenanigan show? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking I'll do maybe a small holiday recap of memes. Just a small one, you know. And I'm hoping to get my firework homework finished by tomorrow night. I've been a very busy boy, so lots to do.
Lots to do, yes. But I hope you've enjoyed this week of BHN with us too. Our regular Friday show tomorrow with the two of us, and then the boys will be back on Monday. So
yeah,
it should be a good one. Otherwise, in the meantime, we'll hope you have a wonderful evening. Don't be getting too wet. Look
stay
after
safe.
yourselves. Stay safe. Yes, heed the warnings, please, and look after each other.
Also, how dare you say that right as I'm about to finish? I mean, you're not wrong, but it's annoying. Don't be like me yesterday. Ew.
Go away. We don't need to be reminded. Play the music. Run away.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in. As many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have their hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting peas from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a war puff to run, linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A and a self and a higher in mind. All heavily neither this way or that, and we'll be analyzed by both Chewie and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed. It's Big Hairy News.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Big Hairy News this wonderful Thursday, 22nd of January. And we'll be back with you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for Bright Hairy News, a slightly different version of Big Hairy News. Magenta, anything to say before we go?
Nah, just keep cool till after school and just enjoy some time with someone you love. There we go. Have a great night, Fana.
Great advice. Yeah, you too, Magenta and Chad, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Coots.
Bye-bye, Johnny. No, fucking hell. One of these days. No, this one.